na na na. Oh girl. Aye. She whining, she rolling back. Baby, I love how you're working that. Don't ease up, girl, don't you hold it back. No holding back. Oh girl. Where you whine and you dip so. How you move to the soul like calypso, girl. I wanna get with you tonight. You make it look easy. Baby, you got to believe me. I come to...
Welcome. This is TTEN, and this is Sports Talk, and we're glad to have you here with us. Today on TTEN, we are talking with one of the owners of the fan club. The fan club located in Trinity Mall, a new location in Trinity Mall. So let me welcome Mario Singh. Mario, welcome.
Andrew, thanks for having.
Mario, tell us about this new location.
Well, as I mentioned previously, we had relocated the store to a more centralized location within the mall in the old wing, upper level, just upstairs from the old Adidas store. Right, we've gotten an additional 50 to 100 feet of retail space added. So we have a huge shipment of football-related gift coming in within the next week and a half. I have plenty of work lined up for me, but we're going to have this place packed from ceiling to floor with a selection of everything from Manchester United, Real Madrid, Juventus, Man City, Barcelona, everything, the top football teams and more within the next week and a half.
Coming to this new location, and again, as we're going to show people the new location, what has it meant to the fan club in terms of support for football? Is football really still being supported in Trinidad and Tobago, would you say?
I believe so. I mean, there are, of course, economic challenges that we have to deal with within the last two budgets. We've seen those challenges, but I think where we were located before, there were so many people in the mall, and just in general, who didn't even know that there was a store located in Trinity Mall that did what we do. You know, when we moved the spot over to where we are now, we've seen an uptick in the number of people coming in. And this store was in the mall all the time, and we're like, yeah, we are. So what we're seeing now is a different selection of customers coming. I would like to say the more casual football fans. You know, Trinis always love to back a winner. So we've seen an uptick in Man City merchandise in particular. Which happens. That's
always.
Yeah.
But ask them if they know who were the Manchester City players 10 years ago.
Listen, that happened with Chelsea a couple of years back.
Chelsea's another year, and another Johnny Comey lately team.
Paris Saint-Germain this year.
Yeah.
So we see it all the time. But the point is that I think once you associate yourself with a sport like football, it gives you something to look forward to. If you're lucky, twice a week. We have Champions League going on today and tomorrow. And this weekend, of course, we have football. I have a good friend of mine who is an avid football follower. Every weekend, it's an event to sit down by him and take in a Barcelona game. He's a diehard like that. So, you know, I think that football is still well and truly alive and thriving in people's hearts. Maybe not in their wallets as much as they would have liked to. But, you know, the thing about it with us is that we try to encourage a lot of dialogue with our clientele.
Right, okay.
So
what's the biggest clientele in terms of persons in Trinidad and Tobago, Mario, saying that support clubs? Which club is the most supported in terms of merchandise?
I know based on your personal...
No, forget my personal preference. I know but overall.
The two most popular clubs, and it's very difficult to distinguish, is Manchester United. Of course, I think a lot of Trinidadians hold a lot of love for Manchester United based on Dwight York's, a football great, a football legend of Trinidad and Tobago, Dwight York's time with Manchester United, and just continue to support the team in spite of their challenges last season and this current season. We see Barcelona as well having a tremendous level of support based on the fact that, of course, they've won quite a few Champions Leagues. They have a huge Brazilian contingent over the years, and Trinis love the Brazilian style of football. So guys like Ronaldinho, guys like Neymar, they've always been able to foster that type of goodwill with the public of Trinidad and Tobago. But I mean, we're seeing clubs like Chelsea has a very solid fan base in Trinidad as well, particularly in the East-West corridor. I would say, you know, at least in our old spot,
right,
Trin City was blue.
Blue, Chelsea?
Yeah.
Wow, many unwise people in the East after all.
And of course, Arsenal has always had a very dedicated.
It's a much more respectable people. But then, that notwithstanding, tell us about some of the items that we can look forward to. I know you have items here, you have all the teams here, because you cover as well the Italian league. And I know that one of your store friends sadly supports Juventus. I mean, they're a reasonable side. They're struggling this year, but I mean, I know that. Yeah.
Well, you know, I always say football is cyclical.
Yeah.
So, I mean, when I was growing up, I was a big AC Milan fan as well. Huh? Right? You're talking about guys like George Weah, Rui Costa, when they had Kaká, Seedorf, Maldini. I love those guys. But we try to make sure that we have something for everyone. So, I mean, if you look right over here, you'll see we have everything from Arsenal, Wash Rags, Man City. We have Manchester United banners for the car, little footballs, alarm clocks, Manchester United razors, right? Wallets, phone cases.
So you have basically not only normal football apparel, I mean, you have other things as well which people can look forward to heading into the Christmas season.
Gift items, you know, we recently got into boots as well. Huh? So, I mean, like we carry indoor football boots for kids. You know, we've heard parents always asking, you're looking for boots for the children.
Right.
It's always difficult to find these sizes.
Okay.
So you
have children football boots.
That's right. And if you notice over here as well, I'm surprised you didn't notice this, right? But we have a lot of Arsenal stationary stuff as well too.
Not surprised. I noticed it. But that's how I saw Liverpool next to it, and I thought that was not a good thing. But anyway, that's how life is sometimes. But in terms of that, let's just switch a little bit here now.
Sure.
Now that there are two locations, you all have two locations.
Yes, Movie Town Plaza, right opposite Häagen-Dazs, and of course upstairs in Trinity Mall.
And in terms of persons, and I know you have spoken about it in the past, persons maybe from the Southland who want to get access via the internet, via our website, all these things.
Well, we do have our Facebook page, the Fan Club TT.
Right.
Right, so I mean, you go on Facebook, type that in, you should find us fairly easy.
And if you want to make an order, then if you want to order something.
And we have had customers do that over the Facebook page, and we normally put items aside. We're working right now, assessing in terms of working with TT Post maybe to see how best we could facilitate delivery to the Southland. And we've also been having conversations with one or two outlets in Tobago.
Okay.
Because, you know, funny enough, what I've seen in Trinity Mall, we've had a lot of people from Tobago.
Okay.
Yeah, come and say, oh gosh, boy, I want to
just maybe they just left the airport, you know.
Well, this is actually, you know, a consideration as well too. But I think there's a lot of, you know, I think Tobagonians, when it comes to football, are very impassioned as well too. And we're trying to find the best possible solution for them. But in the meanwhile, I always recommend to customers go on the Facebook page, send us a message. We'll normally respond within 24 hours. If it's a particular item that we have available for you, we can put it aside, right? Hold it for you for a couple of days until you can come get it.
Before we take a break, I want to ask you this question. In terms of merchandise, you mentioned, of course, there's merchandise coming in, and within the next weekend, I'll give us a little idea about some of the merchandise that people can look forward to.
Well, everything from bathrobes to
men's bathrobes, obviously.
Men's bathrobes.
Right.
We have Chelsea dog bowls.
Chelsea dog bowls. All right, okay.
Right. We have reversible belts. We have dolls as well.
Dolls as in dolly?
As in
Barbie dolls?
I would call it a doll.
Yeah,
right. There are people who disagree, but are you familiar with the concept of elf on a shelf?
Not really, but okay.
You know, they take this elf and they put it on the shelf, and the elf is supposed to be watching the children.
Oh, right. Okay, fine. I understand what you mean. Right.
So
okay.
they actually have them in football mascots as well.
Okay.
Right. We have more different selections of keychains, bottle openers. We actually even have Christmas decorations coming in as well too.
Okay.
Right. So things like
so if people can decorate their house in a particular uniform.
Correct.
Very interesting. All right, we're going to take a short break here. This is TTEN. This is Sports Talk, and we're here at the Fan Club, the all-new located Fan Club in Trinity Mall upstairs.
Upstairs from Adidas on the old wing.
On the old wing. We'll be back.
La 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 la, la 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 la. Ooh, I'm gonna sing it again. Say la 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 la, hey, la 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 la, la 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 la. Hey.
Welcome back. This is TTEN. This is Sports Talk, and as we told you, we are the all new location of the Fan Club here in Trinity Mall, upstairs Trinity Mall. You can't miss it at all. You just have to pass Adidas.
Adidas, just come straight up the stairs, and as soon as you come to the top of the stairs and turn, you're gonna see us. Honestly.
All your Christmas wear, and as we say Christmas wear, just before we left for the first break, we were talking about some of the male stuff that you have, but I know you have female stuff as well coming in, which will be good for some of the guys here to buy for their better halves, as the case may be, and others as well. Besides them, because some of them have more than one better half.
Well,
right?
I don't want to say anything, right?
I don't want to call Nicholas' main name by no particular reason, or Darius' name for no reason.
I'd put Liverpool on the girlfriend.
Yes, I don't want to call those two names. Well, I can't call Peter C. Lewis because anyway, that'll be too long. That list too long. But anyway, go ahead. As you say.
No, but it's really a wide selection. I mean, we have stuff like jewelry, so rings, bracelets, the dog tags, which are very fashionable now for ladies. Of course, the jackets, the jerseys, that type of thing. You know, we even have, I don't know if you saw it over here, but we had the Manchester United tankini emblazed.
Oh,
yes.
So Manchester. Okay, fine.
Right, and we've also had.
So you will have different all the teams in that like that.
Basically, well, to be quite honest, the particular manufacturer only has a license from Manchester and Chelsea.
Chelsea, okay.
Right, but we try wherever possible, where there's a wide selection, to try and bring in as much as possible. We had one guy who used to do the leggings, the tights.
Right.
So we brought it in Chelsea, Man United. Very little bit of Arsenal at that time.
Sure.
But Barcelona and Chelsea were the two most popular ones. And
nothing wrong that many women like Chelsea. It's a woman team, so nothing wrong with many women like this scheme. I don't see anything personally wrong with that.
No. I think maybe it's the color, the blue.
Yeah. Women tend to like
they would like that. But you know, it's such a wide selection. I always tell people, I say, if you come down, people will message me and say, oh, what do you have for so and so and so? And I try to help. I think to really excel customer service, you need to listen. So I always ask questions: who are you shopping for?
Right.
What occasion? What budget?
What do more people shop for here?
Initially, what draws it's different. Men are very. This is what I want. I come in, you have it, right? I want it. So generally,
men know what they want.
Well, this is not.
Nothing wrong with saying that. I can say it. Anyway.
It's not a new feel of thought. But for example, they know they're passing by. They see Manchester United jersey, bam. One time, you know what I mean? They have guys who come in who are Argentina and Messi fans. Bam, hey, you all have this? I was looking for so and so and so. Women tend to come in and they will ask questions. Like I had a girl come in here at a time. She came actually looking for a gift for someone else. So she wanted to get the new FIFA 18 game. So we had a discussion about it and I advised her. I said, listen to me. I said, for you to go and purchase this game now, it's going to cost you X. You're going to wrap it, this, that, the other. Why don't you get it digitally for him? He has a PlayStation 4, these things can digital download. Okay. I said, but let's dress up the presentation. I said, does he have a wallet? She said, yeah, kind of beat up and so I showed her a lovely Chelsea wallet. When you open it up, there's a picture of Stamford Bridge inside. Okay. And I said, why don't you put the cash in there for him? Right? When he opens up the gift, he sees the wallet, he's going to love the wallet, sees the cash inside. What is this for? This is for you to put the money in your card so you can download your FIFA 18.
Very well thought of, I must say.
Well, I am also a gamer as well, so.
So you know what these games. Now, behind us we are seeing this. Tell us about this.
Oh, this is Leo Messi signed autograph jersey, authenticated by the J.H. Harrison Autograph Company. We have requests from time to time, right? There was actually a guy who's a massive Maradona and Newcastle fan, right? So Wazim, if you're watching this show, kudos. So he asked us.
Maradona, Newcastle?
Yeah, weird. I know, it's a weird combination, but you know what? I respect a man who can stay committed to Newcastle United for as long and as much as he is.
Wow.
Yeah, you know.
Incredible.
But he wanted to get that. He had purchased the Alan Shearer signing of authentication.
Yeah, he did #1 player for Newcastle.
Correct.
Yeah, correct.
And these things are always a bit of a hassle because at the end of the day, you really want to verify where you're getting it, who you're getting it from, the certificate IDs, numbers. You can use those to track the verification. They will normally tell you where he signed it, when he signed it, and in some cases will include a picture of the actual signing of it. And it'll be time stamped and everything. So that's generally how we like to verify these things. And of course, as you'll notice with this particular one, it's actually been done on glass on either side. So if you want to put it with the Barcelona facing out front, even though I would think that the ideal scenario is to have it
with the name on the back.
Yeah. So this should.
So is there a plan going forward in the store to bring other items like this for those who may be interested? Most of one is interested in Pele, for instance, or Zidane, as the case may be.
We normally recommend to the customers to make the request because it's not to say like there's a factory.
Of course.
Making these signatures.
Yeah.
It's something that we need to source. We need to verify, authenticate, and then settle on a price. So even sometimes they come and they say, oh, how much would this cost? And I said, listen, I can give you a rough idea based on previous orders. I said, but for me to sit down and tell you, oh, the price is blah, I said, I can't until I
Yeah.
find out what it is. I said, because there are only so many of these things out there in the market available, and of course the price will vary based on supply and demand. Right? This particular one is 7,500.
Not a bad price at all.
Yeah, we had brought in actually for someone else a Messi with the Confederate, the Copa where he retired.
Oh, where he announced his early retirement.
Yes, correct. His temporary retirement.
Temporary retirement,
But we had
yeah.
actually gotten that shirt with a Messi signature and everything on it.
Wow.
Yeah, someone snapped that up.
Oh, it gone?
Yeah, that went one time. That went.
So,
that
they,
didn't
so,
last
so,
long.
so you know, people look around Trinidad and Tobago and they say people support sports or they don't support sports, but there's so much fans. As we look ahead to the World Cup next year, you have the World Cup next year. I mean, that's got to be exciting too as well.
We've done tremendous amount of groundwork and preparation for the World Cup because, last World Cup, we ran out of Germany shirts by the time the final rolled around, right? To the point where we needed to source vintage and we couldn't even get from Adidas.
So in other words, what you might have to do is you might have to gauge in your mind who's going to win.
And that's the difficulty in it. Huh? I mean,
Yeah.
you can never necessarily, if that was the case, right? I'd be going against my instincts to back Argentina every time.
Of course.
But I'm really hoping that they will go all the way next year.
But there is a lot, in my opinion, in Trinidad and Tobago, a lot of German support. There is a heavy support for Germany.
There was a lot of Brazilian supporters
Brazil,
too.
Brazil have the most support.
Yeah.
Until they get the 7-up, they really want top of the
I'll
world.
tell you something. Brazil is so ingrained in Trinidad football culture, right? We actually, out of all the teams, Brazil merchandise we have back on the shelf. We started bringing back these scarves,
Right.
the flags.
But they're playing good
some of the
football
caps.
now, eh?
No doubt, but the thing about it, I would rather play crap football and squeak into a World Cup and get my form during the World Cup rather than have form now and when World Cup reach.
Yeah, they're top. Right now, they look
They look good.
as well as Germany, they look the two best teams, and maybe France on the outside time. All right, go take a short break here. This is 10. This is
I touch Canada and the whole place turn up. I touch Miami and the whole place turn up. In my home TNT, well the whole city turn up. Anywhere that I go, man, the whole place turn up. London, England, well you know that we turn up. I come from my humble place, ghetto where superstars are made here.
Welcome back. This is 10. This is Sports Talk, and we're here at the Fan Club, the all new location of the Fan Club here in Trinity Mall. It's upstairs Trinity Mall. You cannot pass it. Once you come upstairs Trinity Mall and you leave the new section, you head towards the older section with the more stores along it. Adidas is very
Adidas
close.
downstairs, we're right upstairs from Adidas.
Right upstairs from Adidas. You can't miss it certainly, and you can get all, as you would have heard before, whether it's football gear, it's football apparel, it's all related to football mainly, but there are other stuff here as well besides football.
We do a bit of the motorsport stuff, so like the Ferrari, Mercedes-Benz racing lines. We carry the Puma brand of golf shorts as well too. Not that I am a golfer, but I play Wii golf. And that's about it.
Yeah.
But still, these are very comfortable.
So you have some golf shorts as well.
Correct,
And there are a lot of people in Trinidad and Tobago who play golf who involved in sports, obviously.
Of course, we have quite a few people come through, but even the motorsport stuff. I mean, Lewis Hamilton just won the big championship this weekend.
It's 4 titles.
Yeah. So we had guys calling to ask us about the Mercedes-Benz stuff, which we have, and we have some more stuff coming in that.
Right.
Of course, we do the cricket stuff. We have not gotten back a shipment of the Trinidad Knight Riders, but of course, good old West Indies still there,
Right.
We still carry that. We carry the Trinidad and Tobago football jersey. So there's some local
What about the Pro
content
League? What
here.
about the Pro League? There's a Pro League in Trinidad and Tobago. Why is it that you don't have Pro League stuff?
Because the Pro League doesn't seem to have a merchandising plan. I mean, we've had conversations with them in the past. I've actually had the guys from Adidas in the country and carried them to meetings and said, listen, this is the future, this is what you should be looking to do. You can't depend solely on income from the state. You need to have a merchandising platform to generate income. And I'm not saying that the first year you're going to make $1 million, but you're going to get the products out there, get it in circulation, get it in people's minds, right? And eventually, once we work out all the kinks, you're going to be able to have something generating additional revenue for them. And I don't know what was the problem. From what I understand, the league had offered to support the clubs by having a marketing body within the league itself to assist them. And of course, I would like to think that the clubs themselves would have a marketing arm, and those two would work in conjunction, but nothing has ever come out of it. I mean, we've even had conversations with one or two of the secondary schools based in the West about carrying the jerseys for them as well too, but that is something that's it's still ongoing.
Because there are so many part students, whether it be Fatima College, Queenswell College, St. Mary, St. Anthony's in particular, and of course, you have presentation on Naparima as well.
And I would like to think that we could offer them a viable platform to provide additional revenue and income for them, right? And also, in that method, offer to the public of Trinidad and Tobago, the football fan public, right, these opportunities to show their support for their local team and not just the international clubs and the international countries, the Argentinas, the Brazils, the Germanys, you know. But again, we really need to get the assistance from those major stakeholders, you know. So,
as you look to the future, and you of course you follow the Barcelona. How are things in Barcelona? Barcelona had a wonderful start to the season. 9 wins in a row. Is it?
Nine wins, one draw. We're at the top of the league, 28 points. I've heard some Barcelona fans say 8 points ahead, but that's not accurate. We are 4 points ahead of second place Valencia and 8 points ahead of third place Real Madrid. But you know,
surprise so far in front of Real Madrid.
I am, based on the Super Cup performances earlier on. But to be very honest, I'm a bit uneasy. Maybe I've just been spoiled over the years. But I've said this to people. For us to be where we are points-wise at this point in the season is not a surprise. It's not a revelation. This is kind of what I expect. We'd either be first or second. For Madrid to be where they are, that's surprising. But my concern is we're not playing the type of football, the expansive type. And I understand, you know, we've lost personnel. We don't have the right players. But I'm just concerned about that over-reliance on Leo Messi going into a new year. I'm concerned about what it means for 2018, because there's also this thing called the World Cup coming up that he's going to be playing in, and the way Argentina, you know, they always talk about Argentina finding a way to have Messi play for them the way he plays for Barcelona, and I think they got it, because the same way Barcelona seems to be dependent on Messi right now, Argentina is dependent on Messi right now, and I'm worried for him and them going in towards that platform, because what happens in 2018, Real Madrid has surprised me, but then again, Real Madrid has also suffered with key injuries. I've argued before to people that Ronaldo isn't as influential as they think. Maybe if they drop Ronaldo and focus on the other players they have, because they have some sterling young talents, guys like Asensio, guys like Isco. I really rate Isco highly. They have guys like Dani Ceballos, Theo Hernandez, that will make up the spine.
What about Gareth Bale? I think it's time for him to go.
Yeah, I think Bale should head back to the UK, or maybe to France with Neymar. Maybe he needs a league that isn't going to pressure him as much. He seems to be getting injured a lot. So maybe it's time for him. I don't know what his stories are in terms of those injuries, but it's not the first time. There were signs of this from since his days at Tottenham.
That he's injury prone. As you mentioned that, let's talk a little bit about the Champions League.
Sorry,
The very team that you talked about, Paris Saint-Germain. They have been winning a lot of their matches reasonably easily, I would say, right, to some extent. How far do you see them going?
To be quite honest with you, I think they're like a firecracker. They're going to burn bright, but they're going to be outing pretty soon. And I'm curious to see that rematch between them and Bayern Munich. And that's going to be my barometer for measuring them.
Why you say that? Why? I mean, they look like a team. Mbappe, you of course, you have Cavani.
But this is a team that suffered against Marseille not too long ago.
Yeah, yes.
You know what I mean? So, and not to take away anything from Marseille, great team, right? But I feel there are personality issues now more so than before with the addition of Neymar there, right? Mbappe has lost form as well, all right? So that's another consideration for them. I feel strongly that I need to see them go up against a team that's on even keel. Bayern Munich has had their problems earlier in the season. They've tried to rectify it by replacing the coach. What they just took back the top of the German league.
Bundesliga,
Yeah, so I'm curious to see what's going to happen when a confident and hungry Bayern Munich meets up against them. I mean, I saw Neymar just travel back to Barcelona. I was wondering, I said, what happened? You're missing Messi and you're missing Suarez now? Because, you know, if you went to them and said, hey, let me get a penalty kick now, they would have said, sure. But you can't do that with Cavani. You need to earn. And I think there are a lot of teething problems, and there's a lot more going on behind the scenes there, and I feel they're going to get found out.
And let's talk about the Italian league.
The
Juventus
Italian
is
league.
struggling this year for the first time in a long time. Any chance for Juventus sitting this season? I mean, I know the gentleman behind you, we're quite
You would
nervous.
argue otherwise.
I'm
He's
actually really happy that you say one loss and one draw is struggling. So.
And in third position?
Was that yeah?
Yeah, well, for
We've
them that's
only lost
struggling.
2 games
All right, but-
by an aggregate score of 12-2.
All right.
I think
I'm glad you're listening. All right, go ahead.
I think based on Juventus's dominance over the Italian league within the last few years, it is surprising. They lost the game, right? But they have the players and they have the right coach to put it all together. And again, a season isn't one now, right? It would be nice to see somebody other than Juventus lift that title.
Yeah, I hope so.
Right? And I have a feeling within the next 2-3 years you're going to be seeing a shift because to be honest with you, Juventus has had really good fiscal management of the team. So they've always been looking as to how to get the best deals, get the best players in, and to sell this player, or to fund this, and they've always looked ahead. I think the 2 Milan teams now have funding as well, and they're putting together something that will challenge hopefully in the next few years because, you know, people like to say the Spanish league is a 2-team league. And I think now with the emergence of Atletico, it's now a 3-team league, right? But it seems that once upon a time you had AC Milan, Inter Milan, Juventus, Roma, right? But now it seemed for a couple of years that it was only Juventus.
All right, we're going to take a short break and come back for our last part of the program. Take a short break here. This is 10. This is Sports Talk. We'll be back.
All I wanted was my time on cue. Lay on a melody right next to you. Shoot to the stars on a midnight cruise. Stay out your love like a
Welcome back. This is Sports Talk. This is 10. And we're talking here with Mario Singh at the fan club, the all-new location of the fan club at Trinity Mall. Mario Singh, let's talk quickly about the English Premiership. I left it for last because people are saying it's a foregone conclusion. And it's the best, obviously. Manchester City, not Manchester United.
I tell people leagues are like doubles, you know, everybody has their personal preference.
Of course. But some doubles are still better than others.
I don't know about that. Again, it's down to where you like.
Right. But go ahead. What's your thought?
Again, it's the most exciting league. I think it's the league where, you know, the most teams have the chance to win as such, and it's the league with the most money.
Yeah.
That's for sure. You know, seeing, I have to be honest, right? I'm a big Pep Guardiola fan, being a Barcelona supporter, and I always had faith in Pep to come good once he had the right pieces to the puzzle. You know, some people will say, oh, money, and they bought it, and but these are the same people who will turn around and celebrate Chelsea. Right? They have no problems with Manchester United dropping 100 million. So what's the problem with Man City when they do the same? Right?
And good day to your dad, wherever it is. We have 2 dads, Don
Yes,
Lee, and
yes.
Don Lee, which is Candice's dad, and your dad, of course, Tino Singh,
Both
love Manchester
United.
Yeah.
And that's the reality. So they can talk about money being spent as much as they want, but the reality is everybody has money, everybody's spending it. Some just spend more than others. All right, but it's a very exciting time to be an EPL. If you're an EPL neutral, best time. I mean, this weekend with Tottenham's loss to Manchester
Man
United,
United, yeah.
unexpected for me. I really thought that Tottenham was going to walk in there and whoop them.
Yeah. But without Harry Kane, they struggled a little bit up
They
front.
did, but you know what? No one man is an island.
Yeah.
And I've always said a team shouldn't be overly dependent on one guy, you know. But I was surprised at the nature. But I mean, you know, it's classic Mourinho. Grind it out, hit you on a sucker punch and get the points. And that's what he's about. And I think that's my challenge with Manchester United right now. I respect the greatness of the club. I'm not a real big fan of their coach. Right?
Neither am I.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of team identity and a style of play. People can say what they want. You're an Arsenal fan. If your team was to suddenly sacrifice a style of play for points, right? You get twice as vexed when they lose because they lost without integrity.
Yeah.
You know? So I always tell people straight. I say, say what you want about Arsenal, but they're committed to their style of play. Right? I just think that they don't have the right fit at the back half the time.
Stupid goals.
Yeah, correct. It's
All
soft goals.
So tell us, as we prepare to end this interview, tell us from your perspective what people can look forward to in November and December in the store. Location, everything.
Once again, we're upstairs in the old wing of Trinity Mall, just upstairs from Adidas. As soon as you come down the stairs, you definitely see a sign pointing to us. We have a huge selection. I mean, you can see right now, this thing behind you is filled to the brim with keychains. Imagine triple that. We have everything from Chelsea ties, Arsenal ties, Real Madrid ties, Barcelona ties, Manchester United ties, Manchester United gift bags, scarves, right? We've gotten back our complement of EPL lettering. So for example, I don't know if you could see the Messi 10 done. We also have the license to do the printing, the official EPL prints and the official La Liga prints on the shirts.
Nice.
Right?
Yeah.
So my guy back here,
The Juventus man, yeah.
the Juventus man, has been separating.
Okay.
So this is the EPL lettering.
Wow.
All official. So you want to come in, you want to get dad number one.
Right.
Right? I mean, there was a year, and I don't know if I should say this on air, right? Valentino might have people fooled with his Just for Men. But there's a Manchester United shirt he has from a few years back that says number one granddad. Yeah. He doesn't really wear that one.
I don't think
you don't
he will wear that. And you don't sell the man over Just for Men. Just for Men already.
Right? So I mean, that's to show you the level of customization. Because, you know, in giving a gift, you want to give an experience, you want to give a memory. Right? So how better to capture a memory with their name?
Yeah, no, I agree with you 100%. And of course, as you said before, a lot of stuff for women and men and children as well.
Kids, women, children, even down to stuff for babies. I mean, we have stuff like the cereal bowls, baby bottles, feeding cups, sippy cups for babies, pacifiers, onesies.
Wow.
Hoops. Yeah. So
So that's good for Darius because he might have a child on the way, we understand. So that's good for him.
Well, that's
Fantastic news.
fantastic news. You could kit him up.
Yeah.
But
or her.
Because
you're not sure.
It isn't. Listen, my daughter picks up all the footballs in the house and kicks them around everywhere. My son doesn't even really take on the football.
I wouldn't say anything about Nicholas because I'm not too sure how many. So I can't.
I don't want to bust him.
Yeah, I don't want to bust him how many. To bust him on files.
But it's a huge plethora. We're going to be starting to focus a bit more on the World Cup. So even if that football fan in your life is not necessarily a club fan, there's still items there.
But I remember you told us a joke once about how someone came in here and they said that they would convince their wife to be a fan as well.
Oh, yes. The guy who came in, he was actually getting married. So it wasn't his wife as yet, it was his fiancée. And he went and he got her a Manchester United shirt that said bride. He got himself a matching one and wanted to give it to her as a wedding present. I haven't seen them back yet, so
You're not sure if they get married?
I'm not sure if it went through, right? But it was a nice
And
story.
we also heard a wonderful story, people. I must tell you this. You can tell that. We don't give any name. We can also say about that story.
About the couple that had their wedding at Arsenal.
They had a renewal of their vows.
That's right.
They were married before.
It was an Arsenal-themed wedding renewal ceremony where the wife
She did not even know she was here blindfolded.
He surprised her, carried her out to open her eyes, carried her to church. The priest was there in his Arsenal.
The priest was wearing Arsenal too as well.
Yeah. So it's really.
So even priests are involved in football.
Of course. You know how like Trinis like to say God is a Trini?
Yeah.
Right. So some guys will say God is a Manchester United supporter. Some might say
God is a big fan of football.
Yeah, the Pope he's Argentine, so we know that part. But yeah, football really does touch on
everyone.
Everyone.
Yeah, it does.
You know, I mean, I always remember this story because, of course, with Dad's background, he's a big fan of history. So he always tells me a story about the German and English players pausing to play football on Christmas Day. Back during World War II. So it really goes to show you. And I mean, football is a way to make friends, to find peace, to find.
So for you, as we go for you on a Saturday or Sunday, football is spent with a group of friends, watching the game with your wife, watching the game by yourself, watching the game. How is it done?
Well, it's usually one of two ways, depending on how the weekend is going.
Right.
If because my kids take first preference, so I'm normally with them. So half the time it might be spending time with the kids, and I have my phone and I'm watching the game like that. Right. I have a good friend of mine, an older gentleman who is a massive Barcelona fan, Uncle Robert. So I will go by him. They will normally cook a pot of curry or something.
Right.
We have cold beers in the fridge and we will sit down and we will watch that game. And then if Barcelona wins, we're going out to celebrate. If Barcelona loses, we have to go out to grieve.
Oh Lord, that's a typical Trinidad and Tobago citizen. Thank you very much. I want to thank certainly, and I want to thank the Juventus man. You can come in. I mean, you can, even though you support Juventus.
You sure I wouldn't know, Chai?
No.
It's
It's about Team Trinidad and Tobago, the Olympics, and we much appreciate that. Certainly, thanks to everyone. Candice, who supports Manchester United like a dad. Darius, who has a lot more sense, supporting Arsenal. Nothing wrong with that, as the case may be. And then Nicholas, who supports another sport, which is not played on the sporting field, but played indoors. So much indeed, best kind of sport, and that's why he has too much commitment. Good night.
Just